Hi, welcome to the first Amazing Sharks video, the amazing Megalodon. Most of us have seen or read the Megalodon movies or books. Well, today we are going to learn about these amazing creatures. Just so you know, I believe that they are still alive out there, just very few in number, hiding deep underwater. However, this video is going to contain what is known as scientific fact, not what I myself think. All right, let's learn. Megalodon, or scientific name Otodus megalodon, which means big tooth, is a supposed extinct species of giant mackerel shark. Supposedly, they lived approximately 23 to 3.6 million years ago, from the early Mesocene to the Pleistocene epochs. It is regarded as one of the most powerful and largest predators to have ever lived, but it is only known from fragmentary remains. Therefore, we do not know what it actually looked like or how big it actually got. Fun shark fact! When a shark dies, they do not possess any bones besides their teeth and vertebrae, so the cartilage that makes up their bodies is eaten by other creatures in the water. Sometimes, if we are lucky, we also find the vertebrae on the ocean floor next to these teeth. The most recent estimate suggests a maximum length estimate of 20.3 meters or 67 feet. However, model lengths are only estimated at 10.5 meters or 34 feet. Their teeth were thick and robust and built for grabbing prey and breaking bones. Their jaws could exert a bite force of up to 108,500 to 182,200 newtons, or 24,390 to 40,960 IBF. Or for those of you who do not know what that is, well, that is simply 25,000 pounds to 41,000 pounds estimated of bite pressure. Megalodon probably had a major impact on the structure of marine communities. The fossil record indicates that it had a cosmopolitan distribution. This means that it was spread out all over the place. It's kind of similar to the range of the great white sharks nowadays. It probably targeted large prey such as whales, seals, and sea turtles. Bear in mind that prey back then was much bigger than they are now. Juveniles inhabited warm coastal waters and fed on fish and small whales. Unlike the great white, which attacks prey from the soft underside, Megalodon probably used its strong jaws to break through the chest cavity and puncture the heart and lungs of its prey. The animal faced competition from whale-eating cetaceans such as Leviathan and other macroraptorial sperm whales, and possibly smaller ancestral killer whales, Orchinus. As the shark preferred warmer waters, it is thought that the oceanic cooling associated with the onset of the Ice Age, coupled with the lowering of sea levels and resulting loss of suitable nursery areas, may have also contributed to its decline. A reduction in the diversity of baleen whales and a shift in their distribution towards polar regions may have reduced Megalodon's primary food source. The shark's extinction coincides with a giganticism trend in baleen whales, which simply means that the baleen whales started getting larger after the megalodon disappeared. The teeth of this creature have been used since ancient times. They were used for different things around the world, but that includes projectile points, knives, jewelry, and funeral accessories. Some use them for ceremonial purposes. The earliest written account of megalodon teeth was by Pliny the Elder in AD 73 volume of Historia Naturalis, who described them as resembling petrified human tongues, so they were called tongue stones. Romans think they fall from the sky during lunar eclipses. Later, they were thought to have anti-poison effects because they were serpents that the Apostle Paul turned to stone and that he had given them supernatural powers. Because of this, they were widespread in use for amulets and tableware to detoxify poisoned food and drink, as well as detoxify bodies and keep them from dying from poison. Teeth were also directly consumed of the European made Goa stones. They were swallowed by people as beeswords, and for any of us who know Harry Potter, that is simply a stone swallowed that will prevent you from being poisoned. Thought of as shark teeth since 1554 by some people, but it was not widely believed for many centuries. In 1616, an Italian named Fabio Comona published an illustration of a megalodon tooth next to a great white tooth and noticed similarities in them. The reason many people did not believe that they were shark's teeth is because they were so far from the ocean. It has been proven that mass floods have happened in the past and that the oceans were used to cover the entire planet. Every shark, including the megalodon, has several rows of teeth lining its jaw. Unlike people who have a limited number of teeth in their lifetime, sharks constantly shed their teeth and replace them with new ones. A shark can lose and replace thousands of teeth in its lifetime. Megalodon teeth are no different, and their teeth can be found scattered on coastal beaches or just offshore. They are especially large, some reach over 7 inches or 18 centimeters in vertical height. There are many theories, but the evolution of the megalodon is truly unknown. It could belong to any number of modern day sharks families, but we will never know unless a truly preserved specimen is found or a live one in our oceans. Size and appearance is still unknown because we do not have any preserved specimen to look at or live ones for that matter. We can only guess, but the most popular theory is that they look like a larger great white or a sand tiger shark. However, a new idea is that they may actually be more like a mako shark. This means that they're a bit smaller but faster. They had what is known as a cosmopolitan distributions, which means they had not territory and instead ranged all over the world. Fossils have been found in Europe, Africa, the Americas, and Australia. We are pretty sure the reason it can survive in such vast areas is because they are mesothermic, or the capability of large sharks to regulate body temperature by conserving metabolic heat. We assume, like most sharks, it was an opportunistic feeder. They would eat just about anything that they could. However, if you were too small or too large, it was possible it would ignore you. They were definitely an apex predator, which means they had no natural enemies. They were the top predator in the ocean, as is the orca or killer whale nowadays. They loved to eat whales and dolphins, as well as seals, sirens, and sea turtles. It was piscivorous and also ate other sharks and fish. Many fossil whale bones have deep gashes we assume were made by the teeth of this animal. Several times they have found megalodon teeth near the remains of whales and sometimes in direct association with them. The smaller and younger sharks were assumed to have eaten fish while the larger ones dieted on whales. There was a lot of competition for food when this shark was alive, so it is assumed that this led to an extinction or, in my opinion, population decline and movement. Since 2010, it was estimated that the megalodon had a fast growth rate, nearly 2 times that of great white sharks. It is also thought the growth boost ended around 25 years old, so they would have had a delayed sexual maturity. In 2021, growth rates were estimated on a specimen based on the vertebrae found. It died around 46 years old with a growth rate of 16 centimeters or 6.3 inches per year and a length of 2 meters or 6 foot 7 inches at birth. This means they lived an estimated lifespan of 88 to 100 years. We assume they gave birth to live young like many other large sharks do, although we do not know if they are oviparous, which means the eggs are retained in the mother until they hatch, or viviparous, in which the embryos derive continued nourishment from the mother. Few details are known about courtship, but they appear to use nurseries for young, and a 2010 study identified a megalodon nursery along the Panamanian coast, which was characterized by the presence of juvenile teeth from various stages of life. This area provided them with protection and prey that they could thrive properly. It is assumed that when they got a bit older, they ventured into the deeper waters for bigger prey. Fun shark fact! A new study suggests that they figured out the way the megalodon became so large. Meg eggs hatch inside the womb where they grew even bigger and hungrier before their mothers gave live birth. But not all embryos survive the gestation process. Some are eaten by their womb mates. Early hatched embryos will begin to eat surrounding unhatched eggs. The consequence is that only a few pups will survive and develop, but each of those pups can be considerably larger in body size at birth. Little is known about how individuals dispersed after they matured. Since Megalodon is thought to have occupied an ecological niche similar to the white shark now, the range is guessed to be similar to that, which is 1,000 square kilometers or 386 square miles. Like other elasmo branches, a group of fishes that include sharks, rays, and skates, Megalodons have skeletons mostly made of cartilage, the hard but flexible material that is found in the human noses and ears. This is a defining feature of elasmo branches, as most fish have skeletons made of bone. Much lighter than bone, cartilage allows sharks to stay afloat and swim long distances while using less energy. Unlike fish, sharks do not have swim bladders. It is also very difficult for cartilage to fossilize, so much of what we know about megalodon comes from their teeth, vertebrae, which contain calcium and are therefore preserved, and fossilized poop. We propose the shape of a megalodon is therefore based on the anatomy of living sharks. While with such a large body size, the megalodon required ample prey to fuel its body. Around 2.6 million years ago, around the time when the megalodon disappears from the fossil record, large mammals in the oceans were undergoing significant changes in response to a changing climate. At the beginning of this Mesocene, marine mammals were at the height of their diversity and abundance, especially the megalodon's favorite prey, small whales. But later during the Pliocene, there was a drop in ocean temperature that likely contributed to the megalodon's demise. For much of the Cenozoic era, a seaway existed between the Pacific and Caribbean that allowed for water and species to move between the two ocean basins. Pacific waters filled with nutrients easily flowed into the Atlantic and helped sustain high levels of diversity. That all changed when the Pacific tectonic plate butted up against the Caribbean and South American plates during the Pliocene, and the Isthmus of the Panama began to take shape. This tectonic collision caused volcanic activity and the formation of mountains that stretched from the North to South America. As the Caribbean was cut off from the Pacific, the Atlantic Ocean became saltier, and the Gulf Stream strengthened and propelled warm water from the equator up into the north. Today, the salty water of the Atlantic is a major engine for global ocean circulation. Ecosystems, too, reacted to the closure of the seaway. Cordoned off from the nutrient-rich waters of the Pacific, Caribbean species needed to adapt. The barrier led to the creation of pairs of related species, such as the Pacific Goliath grouper and the Atlantic Goliath grouper. But other species didn't fare so well. It is likely that the giant megalodon was unable to sustain its massive body size due to these changes and the loss of prey and eventually went extinct. A special thank you to Magic Studio for creating some of the artwork here. Easy to download AI creator and free. A special thank you to Utah's Loveland Living Planet Aquarium, who inspired me to make this video my first video and has the Megalodon tooth on display as well as the fact sheet shown in this video. And I hope you guys found this very informative and entertaining. Don't forget to like, subscribe, as well as share. I hope you will tune in for the next video, which will be on the great white shark, one of the most famous shark types. This shark inspired Jaws and a lot of other shark movies, and most of the time you will see this shark as the shark in any killer shark movie. However, are they truly that dangerous? What's the likelihood that one will attack you? Could it really happen like Sharknado? Well, tune in soon and you will find that out and much, much more.